Here, JB here. Hope everyone's doing an outstanding Monday, February 24th, 9 a.m. Talk quick about the market, some names to look at, go from there. Futures in the green after Friday's sell-off. So markets were actually higher heading into Friday, and then we had that melt pretty much the entire session. It seemed like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a big, uh, Black Monday, whatever you want to call it. And then pretty much what's happened over the last years or so, it's like I wouldn't say Friday didn't happen, but the markets are bouncing here, and we'll see what happens. The thing that's scary about what happened on Friday was it wasn't like a clear-cut catalyst, right? When we had the big sell-offs on Monday with the DeepSeek situation, then we had the big sell-off with the whole tariff fiasco. Those were clear-cut catalysts. Friday, consumer confidence came out, but the market was already coming under pressure, and we already had weaker consumer confidence number a couple of weeks ago, previously on a Friday. So ironically enough, or if you look at a pattern, Fridays have been weak in February so far. And I think the middle Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all solidly green, and Monday and Friday have been the weak sessions. So we'll see if that trend and pattern continues. But today, definitely don't want to see some kind of reversal. So we're sitting here at 603 on the SPY. The good thing on Friday was that the SPY held that 600 handle, or came close to. It was around 590. 950, 590, 980. It was trading around that from about 3 o'clock on. So it kind of allowed me not to add hedge positions, because it's the easiest thing to do is get panicked and then you load the boat. You think here comes the big correction, and then you get days like today. So hopefully we find some consolidation. Markets hold their ground. Yields, which actually have come off their lows, so yields looks like they're going to head back down. But yields came down again on Friday. So I think that all bodes well. But we'll have to see how this week pans out. We do have NVDA earnings on Wednesday. That'll be the huge catalyst of the week. And then we get PC data on Friday. I don't know how much that's really going to move markets, but if the markets are under pressure already, the PC data could be certainly something to watch. So that's that. And then, I posted this on the watch list. Great little chart. This Ryan Dietrich shares some good historicals. But, you put this together as well in regards to context of the whole market move so far on Thursday and Friday. It is traditionally not the best performing time frame for the markets at the end of February. So hopefully we've got the negative part out of the way and we go from there. But S&P was down 1.71% on Friday. It was coming into that Friday, we were only down we were up 0.11%. So anyway, all right. So that's overall markets. Then individual names. So when the market's selling off, especially on Friday, the small caps were taking on a chin. The names that I've been bullish on have been doing very well since start of 2025. All got pummeled. Now you look at the bigger momentum names. You have the AppLovin, you had Reddit, you had PLTR. All, I think Reddit was down 25%, AppLovin down 25%. No catalyst, no news. It just seemed like folks were taking profits and hitting the reset button. But similarly on the small cap side, names, my teladoc, the Redfin, the iRobot, all these names that are up substantially in 2025 all took it on the chin. You could read into the teladoc's pullback as part of that short piece that came out. I don't read too much into that. I didn't think it was well done, but not going to add any more strikes on teladoc, Redfin, or iRobot. I'm going to, obviously they report earnings. So teladoc's Wednesday after the close. Redfin is Thursday. I'm still bullish both those names, and I think today hopefully we can get back over 12. But I think if there's any hint of positive commentary in regards to their earnings and turnaround, I think teladoc's going to embark on a move over $20. That's kind of the thought process there. But unfortunately, on Friday, it took it on the chin. It's a divisive name, right? And there's a lot of people who think that the competitive concerns are eventually going to push teladoc out of the market. They're not, you could see when you have people coming out with short pieces on the name, it's divisive. So unfortunately, when we have weak sessions, that they take advantage. That's teladoc. Redfin, which was consolidating nicely, was finally back over its 50-day moving average, gave that all back on Friday. Again, another name that should bode well from lower yields, right? As rates go down, you would think that this would start getting a bid, but we'll find out more with their earnings. Still bullish that one. Another name that I've talked about over the last, I guess, year or so, but I haven't traded, as Sweetgreen. And I remember watching it run up and I'm like, what is this company? And then it's one of those salad companies. And you see them in the city and what have you. I guess the big part of it's going to be like the automation side, the AI, not the AI, but, they have patents and things in regards to preparing things. I mean, you've seen those. Yeah, McDonald's coming out, Domino's Pizza with these automated locations, these making pizzas with robots. Uh, so Sweetgreen has technology to make salads, right? To me, if you get a prepared salad, if they chop it up or what have you, you kind of like want that human element, right? But I guess there's another side of it with efficiencies and costs and things. But that's kind of somewhat the story there. But it's a high growth story. It's over 25% or so, and then its last quarter dipped a little bit. So I don't know if that's some reason it's down from 44 all the way down to 22, but they report earnings on Wednesday, so it could be a nice little bounce play. Still a great story. I don't think it's a name that's like, it's not like it's going to zero. It's not a highly short. It just, well, I think there is a high short interest, but it could be a nice bounce play. So don't be surprised if I add some strikes today with the premise of closing some all out before the close Wednesday for their earnings. Uh, Maybe some 28s, 29s, get some premium build, close them out. That might be a trade there today. Lemonade reports tomorrow after the close. I mean, it was like a week ago. I was talking about Solar Edge. I'm like, it's either a $20 stock or a $10 stock after earnings. So binary trade. And sure enough, it goes into the mid 20s and then gives some of that back into the end of the week. Lemonade's a similar story. It's either going to be into the 50s or it's going to be into the mid to low 20s. It's just, that's how it's going to be. Of course, I have the bullish bias, so I think it heads into the 50s. The thing is, the 55 and 50 strikes are a heck of a lot less expensive now. So premiums have come out even into the mid 40s. Don't have as much time to play premium build, but could be a name. I just add some spec calls in today. If it rallies into tomorrow, locks them in, cover course, ride the rest. But again, Lemon, I think, is a great story, but it's divisive, just like Teladoc, right? There's people out there who short the name. Jim Chanos hates it. He's hated it for years. There's just a lot of these folks out there. So kind of, to me, sometimes that creates opportunity. Other names, TripAdvisor's disappointing. Over its 50-day moving average finally at the end of December, then over its 200-day moving average into middle of January, and then it just gave that back in 2 days. JP Morgan came out with a kind of neutral stance on the name. Didn't like the earnings too much. I thought they were decent earnings, or at least enough for it to hold its ground and then continue its march to $20. I'm not going to add anything more until it breaks back over those levels, but I still like that one. Also of note, Travelzoo reports tomorrow morning before the open. If I had enough conviction on that one, but I don't know if they're going to give an update on their new model. If they do, and says any hint that it's going to be a hugely profitable venture, I mean, the stock's going to just soar. That's Trip. And then iRobot, disappointing. The good thing, well, I wouldn't say the good thing, but it's still trading over its 50 and its 200-day moving average. They report earnings in March. If it does find footing this week, I'll look to add to more of my March strikes. And that's it, folks. I'll be back on audio later. Hopefully this week is a much better week. Rock and roll.